This is by a channel called American Redacted. Let me put the link in the chat here. American Redacted has been on fire lately. He's even been popping up on Kyle Kulinski, which that's how you know you made it, folks. It has been really interesting to see people from the Rogan sphere and fans of Joe Rogan kind of turning on him ever so slightly. I've already kind of covered that a little bit at the start of the show, but I was just saying, to do a quick wrap up, how the last 3 weeks, Joe Rogan has seen a major fall off in not just viewership, but subs. And it's coming from not having good guests, and also apparently like he's just going full boomer, like old man mode, where he's the major critique that I've been seeing like on Reddit is that he will not let the COVID stuff go, and he just will not shut up about like politics stuff. It's like the same 4 subjects, and they're just like, dude, I think that he's officially like boomering out. So just have to say, like, I don't really enjoy him anymore. So let's take a look.
Trying to find just the right balance, because there's nothing really challenging you, because you don't have any real problems, and you're not on the earth. You're not standing on.
For Louis C.K. to be the one calling him out too, kind of rich.
The earth anymore. You're in a bubble where you sort of like, maybe
look at how just disinterested
I'll try this, and maybe I'll just do protein now, and I'll do, you know what I mean?
He's getting away from political guests.
And you'll never find the balance, because
well, then maybe he'll see like increase in viewership, because that was part of the problem. Like everybody was getting sick of the billionaires and like the people that, you know, were just going on the Rogan show just to do it, essentially, where they weren't having the fun shows anymore and the comedians. And this kind of go like, I don't want to bury the lead here. There's a point.
That's not a normal life. That's not organic living. That's not living like a human being, you know?
Joe Rogan's podcast seems to have only gotten worse this year, as every time a new episode drops, it becomes increasingly clear that Joe...
By the way, guys, how do you like my Temu glass? My sister tried to get me a customized glass, and they spelled it wrong on their end.
Drifted into
pep taco
wacko territory. No longer is Joe Rogan the relatable stoner that talks about the 4-dimensional beings he encountered on DMT. Nowadays, Joe's morphed into this almost grumpy variation of a boomer that no longer talks with his guests, but at them. Usually about the same 4 or 5 political points stuck on a loop. Like no matter what kind of guest he has on, Joe will inevitably end up talking about either COVID-19, how California has turned into a godforsaken wasteland, how great Austin, Texas is.
That could have been a live look at California right now. California is not doing well with those wildfires.
Just go on a conservative glazing session. And it's gotten so bad now that longtime fans of the show have stopped listening to most episodes. Joe Rogan's peers have also become more comfortable calling him out on public platforms recently, as we just saw veteran comedians like Bill Burr and Mark Maron do on 2 huge podcasts last week.
You know, there's certain podcasts out there that if you're a racist...
To be fair, and I have to be very open about this, I have to be. I just want to be fair to Rogan. Maron and Rogan have never liked each other.
If you're an anti-Semite and you want a softball interview,
Bill and Rogan, they were friends at one point.
There's podcasts out there where you can, and they will laugh at your fucking bad jokes.
The thing with Joe, is I don't know that we have a lot.
Maron's gotten so much cooler than like how he's aged into just being Maron.
Talk about because of my idea of what he's done to comedy.
Sure.
And I don't think it's great.
But to be fair,
Santino's just like,
Mark Maron has been Joe Rogan's
I think I know who you're talking about.
biggest hater since the early 90s. And ever since 2021, we haven't seen Bill Burr on Joe Rogan's podcast. So these guys calling Joe out doesn't really come as a surprise to most people. A better indicator of how far gone Joe truly has become is when his closest friends call him out on his own show, almost as if they're trying to show Joe Rogan the light. Like when Joey Diaz snapped at Joe Rogan for talking about things that truly shouldn't matter to...
Oh God, I'm about to agree with Joey Diaz. The world's broken.
Either of them.
Oh no.
Have you seen any of that stuff on Japan? See if you can find anything on the Japanese population crisis. They're having so few children in Japan that like in 3 generations, they could be in real trouble.
That's your question.
Yeah.
What's it got to do with me? I don't give
God damn
a
it!
fuck about the Japs.
What the fuck's that got to do with me, Joe?
What the fuck is wrong with you, Joe?
God, Joe.
I think about it with
God damn it!
us. Because I think about it with like
Joey, all right. This is what's Joey Diaz is very problematic. He's
civilizations collapse.
I
think about it, what we've been talking about the whole day.
his whole history is just
Yeah, but we don't have to worry about that.
I know. We don't have to worry about it.
I'm saying he doesn't say some funny shit. Just
You're right. You're
This
right.
is the first podcast I'm done that I'm scared. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck is wrong with you?
You're right.
Enough with this shit.
You're right.
And politics, enough.
I know.
COVID is over.
This clip happened around 3 months ago, and if Joe had listened to Joey Diaz's advice, even in the slightest back then, I wouldn't be making.
that is actually kind of weird to see Joey still like it's you can tell the people that he truly respects and like listens to. Diaz is one
in
of
this
them.
video. So, as you may have guessed, Joe did not listen. And in the past 3 weeks or so,
something
I
that-
feel as if he's become the most out of touch version of himself to date. And he's now bending reality based on his own personal relationships. Like on episode 2352 with James Tallarico, when Joe disagreed with his guest about Nick Fuentes being a Holocaust denier.
Dude, I'm glad that he's bringing this up because this was like kind of out of pocket,
It's-
man. Like he was just
Insisting
he
that
started defending Fuentes.
denying the Holocaust and debating the numbers of the Holocaust are two very different things.
Research on this to learn about it, but there's been a lot of stories about these two billionaires and their
I like the Tallarico cat.
control over state government. And
He reminds me of one of my old pastors.
I say this because,
But a big part of the Daily Wire is Ben Shapiro, and Ben Shapiro's very Jewish.
well, and
Please note that I am not religious. When I say old pastors, I mean like past.
these two billionaires hosted a meeting with Nick Fuentes, who is a Holocaust denier, and
He's
got a lot of
Holocaust
pushback.
denier.
Nick Fuentes?
He's a denier,
Yes.
or does he debate the numbers?
Well,
Is that
to be fair, I don't listen to a lot of Nick Fuentes, which is on me, but
No, it's not.
who
Wait a
funds it?
minute.
Duo
That
serves,
just means
yeah.
that you're
Pretty
actually
odd thing.
like you're a healthy person.
To push back on Joe, especially since Joe doesn't push back in the very slightest when he has people on his podcast who people actually want answers from, like the sitting president, the vice president, and of course the current director of the FBI.
This was wild. The fact that he was in the presence of the guy when Elon dropped this news.
Who, if you don't know by now, was sitting 4 feet away from Joe Rogan when Elon Musk publicly accused Trump of being on the Epstein list, to which the FBI director just
Dude, his face right.
conveniently skated on over.
Since we were talking about fake news,
Here we go. Here we
This-
go. Watch his face. It's so funny.
it's going to come up because it's been going on since we've been recording here.
Uh-oh.
Elon and Trump seem to be in a bit of a spat. Joe, you want to check the tweet that Elon just put out a little bit ago?
Time to drop the really big bomb.
Do you think that Jamie was just like, ooh, this is gonna be good?
Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That's the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day. Jesus Christ.
I'm not participating
All
in
right.
any of that conversation
What is
between
he?
Elon
Have a
and Trump.
nice day, DJD. Someone should take his phone away.
They're going back and forth about different things. And
Yeah.
How does he know? Does he know that Donald Trump is in the Epstein files? Or does he have access to the
I'm
Epstein
just-
files?
I don't know how he would, but I'm just staying out of the Trump Elon thing. That's way outside
What
my
the
lane.
fuck are they doing?
That's, I know my lane, and that ain't it.
I just don't. I mean,
Wow, not a peep from Joseph. But you know, when Nick Fuentes is being accused of being a Holocaust denier, then Joe's got to step in. And then to make his listeners even more annoyed with that situation, Joe actually talked about this encounter with Kash Patel only a few weeks ago on his podcast with Danny Jones,
Sure.
where he scoffed at the idea of actually pushing back at the FBI guy about Epstein.
you know, you got the director of the FBI on this show saying there's no. If there was, nothing you're looking for is on those tapes. Like what? Why did they say there was thousands of
I don't know.
hours
It's almost like you built an entire campaign on it.
of tapes of people doing horrible shit? Why did they say that?
Right.
Didn't Pam Bondi say that?
What are you talking about, Epstein or Diddy?
Yeah, Epstein.
Epstein. Yeah, she said it literally, I think, a week before you had the FBI director sitting here telling you there was nothing, right?
She said something about that there was like thousands
You just ignored that little call out right there.
of hours of tapes of people doing horrible crimes.
go.
There is. And didn't the
Keep going.
FBI dude say that there was nothing?
Cash Patel said there's nothing you're looking for. Oh, okay. Okay. I mean, what am I going to do? I'm going to push back.
Right. No,
I mean,
of course.
and
I
obviously,
Yeah, actually, what am I going to do? Am I going to push back? You're one of the biggest podcasters in the entire space, dude, if not the biggest. What am I going to do? I don't know. If you had a modicum of, entertainment wisdom, then you would just go, "Oh, this is going to be like the viral moment. I'm going to cook this asshole." Nah. This kind of proves that you really are just a mouthful or a useful mouthpiece for the Trump administration. And hey, you are going to play your role.
I understand.
he's saying what he has
Whether or not you want to or not, apparently.
to say.
Right.
Jesus.
So this is what I'm talking about when I say that longtime listeners have been really fed up with Rogan recently. Joe has 24 million listeners every week,
Princess Diana, just before her death, said that Trump was allegedly stalking her.
yet refuses to practice any type of good interviewing when he
That doesn't surprise me.
has guests on that people really want answers from. So it's crystal clear that he has a political bias on his show.
Oh my God, he really is so tiny.
Because he obviously only gives softball interviews to people that he aligns with. But at least Joe Rogan platforms actual politicians and scientists that are professionals
It's Michio Kaku.
in the field that they're talking about.
If you have a molecule touch another molecule, that is science.
What's even more annoying than Joe not pushing back is when Joe decides to talk politics all by himself, because he doesn't really fact check anything he has to say. And when he goes on these long political spiels, it's
Pocket
almost like you
Rogan.
can feel Jamie on the edge of his seat.
Dude, he was just like, hey Joe, I got
Just itching to
got
turn
something to
on
show
his
ya.
mic, but he doesn't in order to keep his job.
We're in this complete shifting of the polls where the Republicans now are in favor of free speech. The Republicans want to end the wars. They want to stop contributing
He just said that full
to
what?
foreign countries.
Just because they're doing the make comedy great again or make comedy legal again doesn't mean that they're not trying to stifle free speech. What are you talking about? Yes. The party of free speech has the president who's suing the fucking media.
Watch this